We play Macklemore's new song, White Privilege 2. Scotty Beam's question was, is Macklemore did you say trying too hard, or was it just trying to seek approval?
Well, just trying to seek approval from the black community.
Bear in Long Island.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel?
He's definitely trying to seek approval because these white races, on average, they already know they have white privilege. It's nothing new.
Right.
But real quick, so are you saying that you don't think he even cares? He's just doing it to seek approval, or that he does feel that way, but the reason he's saying it so loudly is to seek approval?
I believe he cares a little bit because it's really not going to affect him either way. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to deal with the problem every day that we have to deal with.
I just want to throw this out there real quick. As a white person who's always cared about black issues.
Speak on it.
How often do you meet black people who give a fuck about anyone's problems but their own?
Not often. I mean, often.
Not often.
No, often you do meet black people and minorities in general who only care about their issues as that minority. They can't take themselves out of their
and that's okay, right? That's
situation.
reasonable. I'm not saying that's unreasonable. There's a lot of things to think about.
Absolutely.
My point is, it's frustrating when you're a sincere white person who cares about something that's not even related to you, and then you do it, and people have the audacity to go, "You don't actually care."
But you know,
that's so mean.
Yeah, but
sometimes people care.
Yeah, but it's interesting you say that because that is the moment where if you are the type of person that can't take yourself out of a situation and you see someone else attempting to do so and you judge them for doing it, that is the specific moment where you should stop and go, well, wait a minute. Do I actually even care about what they're going through because I'm judging them? You see what I'm saying? Like, you're frustrated when you're the minority, whether that's woman, whether that's LGBT, whether that's whatever you are, whatever you're dealing with. You're frustrated, and sometimes you can only see your circumstance as the minority. That's normal. But those are the moments when we can learn about each other, right? Because Macklemore is the minority in hip-hop, and he's feeling like I need to say something because people, came after me, ostracized me, whatever, because I beat Kendrick at the Grammys, which I didn't even have no control over, and I was an underground artist before I even got popular.
And by the way,
but Macklemore has been pushing social issues.
That's
even
yes,
before
on all
that.
of his albums.
Andy cared about that since way before any of that.
But now he's in your predicament, Rosenberg, where you're the minority, and so people who have been minorities their entire life, right, can sit back and go, yeah, see how it feels. Doesn't feel good, does it? But that's not helping anything, right? For people to point fingers and be like, oh, you just trying to get approval. No, he really feels this way potentially, except the fact that he wants to be vocal about it and be happy about it because this song may help some people change their perspective.
I mean, to be honest with you, the really interesting part about it is the only way to get white people to maybe understand a conversation about white privilege is coming from other white people. It's the only way. So he can potentially reach people. And by the way, I don't think Macklemore's trying to lead the movement. He's not trying to show up to Black Lives Matter.
In the song, he just showed up to a rally.
He just wants to be there and hold hands with people. He's not even trying to be in front.
You can't get the cosign that easy, though.
That's
how it is. Cat's been going through a lot of struggles, so they're going to give you a hard time if you're trying to, if they feel like you're just going to come in, oh, you down with us? Come in. It's all good. Like, no struggle for you. Just rock out and, green light you.
Yeah, but here's what I always say to that, because I know some Spanish people in New York City who work in black organizations, and black people ostracize them because they're like, you ain't black, you don't know what's going on. But she's a woman. Mm-hmm. And so some women know what it feels like to, you know what I mean, to not fit in or to not be accepted or to be the minority. So what is that solving when you see someone unlike you trying to empathize with your struggle and then you go and treat them like shit?
Right. It doesn't.
That's a horrible thing.
It's a horrible position to be in. It's not easy. And
at some point, someone has to be smarter.
But at some point, the oppressed, the over-oppressed have to be smarter to say, look, this person's trying to help us. However, we know misery loves company. So people who have been going through a lot of misery are not going to let you who've never gone through the misery that we felt.
Flaw.
They want to make you feel the misery.
System.
Right?
The whole thing is flawed.
It's a bad cycle.
Because
I'm glad we're having a conversation.
Where's Rachel Dolezal? Sorry.
Yeah.
Nardi from the BX.
Hey, what's going on, Ebro? Thank you for having me. First,
No-
let me just I love the show. You guys are great. I listen to you every morning.
Appreciate you.
Just to touch on what Scotty Beam said real quick, I could see where she was coming from, but, Ebro, Macklemore even touches that on the song, saying, he doesn't even feel comfortable expressing his own opinion. I do think that other artists have done what Macklemore is trying to do better than what he did. I'm not a fan of the song, but I am a fan of the message. It's definitely
Who has done that better? What other white artist has spoken about
White
that
America
role?
from Eminem is
that-
tough. White
That's a
America.
good point.
Yo, bring
That's
up
a
White
good
America from Eminem.
Okay, is that what you referred to though? Because that has to be the only one.
Oh, that's the one I thought of. Because White America from Eminem is phenomenal.
Nard, is that what you
Who
meant?
is he referring to?
I'm just saying artists in general have touched on this race topic way better than Macklemore, so that's why I'm not a fan of the song. I'm a fan of the message.
I'm just saying you're wrong. There's never been an artist in his position, except maybe Eminem, who's even been able to speak on it.
And by the way, and Nardi, thanks for your call. You guys are, at this point, we're just debating whatever. But
Sorry, yes.
there was no social media around when white privilege came.
Dear
White America came
yeah.
out, right? And when Eminem used to get made fun of, because Eminem put on a do rag, and black people came from him back then, and he went through a lot of those things where he was trying to fit in a way that he wanted to fit in, being the white guy, right? And knowing that he's the white guy, et cetera, et cetera. But this song, White America, let's get it on for the people. We'll take some more calls. Scotty Beam, good question. Stephanie in New Jersey.
Hi, how are you?
Now, Stephanie, we've been having this conversation. Macklemore put out White Privilege too. Scotty Beam said, the question she wanted to know, and other people on Twitter too, specifically some young black people wanted to know, is Macklemore trying too hard? Then we started having a debate about, minorities being accepted in the groups and having to deal with being ostracized by those groups because people think they're doing it for the wrong reasons, et cetera, et cetera. Stephanie, you say that we're asking the wrong question.
Yeah.
What's the question?
I think the question is the problem. To ask if he's doing this for his own agenda or for approval, I think that's wrong just right there. He's an artist who is incredible, who put out this incredible piece of work that addresses the real issues going on in this country, who acknowledges that white supremacy is part of his success, that acknowledges that, this country is a disaster as far as what's going on with, black culture and black lives. And, and then somebody's going to ask, is he doing this for approval? I'm a middle-class white girl from, Bergen County. I care about black lives. I care about black culture. Is now somebody going to ask me if I have an agenda? Because I want to say that. I want to show my support. I understand he's an artist, but
I think
to me,
I
that's
just
crazy.
think that we live. I don't know, Scotty Beam, if you want to chime in here. I just think that a lot of times you have people that come from different places and different cultural experiences where they've been let down, or they have distrust, or is it mistrust? Distrust, whatever the word is. And I think that's where a lot of things stem from, is just the scars that we have socially as people, because we've seen things be done for the wrong reasons. And
Of course.
And I think that's where it
And
comes
that's
from.
why I asked the question, because there are people out there that do that say these things and don't actually support Black Lives Matter. I've seen that happen. So it's not me being, malicious or anything like that. I don't want you to take it out of, context. I just really, really wanted to find out if he is trying to seek the approval of black people, or he's just himself.
And
This
sometimes
is just him being him. I don't know him personally.
I would say, Stephanie, we ask questions to see. It's almost like research for us.
Yeah,
And so that
100%.
we can hear the different voices in New York City sharing, sometimes. Because, honestly, I don't even care why he's doing it. I'm just glad the conversation's happening. Me personally.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
It's going to be a conversation all day with everybody, every race,
Thank you
And
for calling,
that's what needs to
Steph.
happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We got Tiffany in New Jersey. Tiffany, you are baffled people of color putting people in boxes and not letting others talk. Let people speak their truth.
I'm here to say that, I was listening to the song this morning and listening to what you guys were saying, and I got very emotional over it because I'm a woman of different colors. My grandmother's called me a mutt all my life, and I'm proud to be a mutt because I have different aspects and avenues to reach out to. And I get tired of people feeling like, oh, because they're white or because they're black, we can't speak on this. They talk about how Spanish people do this and that. There's nobody sticking together, period. It shouldn't be about, at this day and age, always about color, and that's the problem. People don't want to step outside that box. They're afraid to evolve into what really is. We would become such a powerful nation if we just stood up and really rose together. If somebody else wants to speak up on something that nobody else is doing, why not? It doesn't matter what his color is. Why does he have to be trying to fit in or any of that with the quote-unquote black people like that? People got to really get over themselves and really open that third eye and start looking at what the bigger picture is. We got kids out here that we're raising. On a daily basis, there's this mass media where it's the radio in the morning, there's TV, there's this, there's that. And everything always points back to color. And I'm just tired of it, and it's draining and it's exhausting and it hurts to be raising a child in this world like this, and still nobody gets it. What about the fact that we say it all the time, we all bleed the same blood? Well, when we going to get it? When we going to stand up and really get it? And I understand that there's the bigger picture because there's many generations that still have to go on and deliver a message to the next generations that have to go on.
Yep.
I'm very passionate right now about this. And even I was listening yesterday and they was cracking on Will Smith because of how he was trying to be articulate. And it's sad that
No. Don't play yourself.
He was trying.
We were rocking with you. We were rocking with you, but he wasn't trying to be articulate.
No, I was just bringing a point that everybody forgets that they just made a big whole ordeal about this Steve Harvey thing. And the fact of the matter that maybe he felt like, damn, if I get up here and I don't speak articulately or break it down in a way that even the higher ups, as we'll say, can understand, that I'm going to be viewed as an idiot.
No, it was definitely all of that for Will, but he was dancing. He needed to come out and say, look, Hollywood's got a problem just like America has a problem, and it's a race issue, and we need to fix the problem. He went and tried to song and dance the whole thing, but we appreciate your passion this morning, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your phone call.
Great one.
Thank you very much. Yo, everybody in the room was like, nah.